Alyssa Thomas pressed 24, Clark's rookie year, when Thomas plowed straight through her entire body as she came off a screen. No attempt to play the ball, no attempt to slow down, just a full body check that sent Clark stumbling. The refs watched it happen and put the whistle away. No foul, no review. Thomas just kept moving like she hadn't done anything, because as far as the officials were concerned, she hadn't.
Take another look here at the heavy contact. A little bit of a shoulder there. Not a little bit, a lot of a shoulder there for Alyssa Thomas.
Yeah, they're not going to look at this. They might.
It's gotten the fans here fired up.
That play mattered more than people realized at the time, because it told Thomas exactly what she could get away with. When you hit someone and nobody calls it, you don't stop hitting people. You just keep going. Maybe a little harder next time, because the league already showed you there's no cost attached to it. And Thomas didn't just test that limit with Clark. She ran through Napheesa Collier so hard during the 2025 playoffs that Collier was still dealing with that injury nearly a year later. When Angel Reese confronted Thomas at some point, Thomas chokeslammed her. This isn't a player who occasionally gets physical and pushes the line a little. This is a player who hurts people and keeps playing because the calls don't come.
The tip was clean by Thomas.
Look at that.
And they banged knees after Napheesa Collier.
She has 21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and Fee is being helped back to the locker room. Let's go over to Angel Gregg.
Yeah, I'm watching her walk through the tunnel right now. She is clearly...
Sawana Bonner, who used to play for the Fever and clearly still has feelings about it, framed Phoenix's approach as revenge, straight up. The Mercury lost to the Fever 2 nights earlier on June 22nd, and Bonner wanted people to know this win was payback. That June 22nd game is worth talking about for a second because it set the temperature for the rematch. 6 technical fouls in that game. 1 ejection. Myisha Hines-Allen got tossed after she shoved Thomas following a skirmish that involved Clark and Bonner.
Hopper able to win the jump. Thomas comes up with it, but is going to get whistled for an offensive foul. And she's looking at Nate Tibbetts. He doesn't even look to the back of the bench. He immediately signaled to take a look at.
Oh,
yeah, that's
saw
not going to
the
get
elbow extend from behind, and
that's not going to get overturned, I don't think.
So the Fever already knew Phoenix was going to come back aggressive, and Phoenix already knew the Fever weren't going to just absorb it. The refs knew all of this too, which is what makes their performance on June 24th so hard to stomach. A body check is a choice. A knee to some 24, unaddressed and unpunished. Clark walked into that building and into a situation the league itself had spent 2 years allowing to develop. Clark came out in that first quarter like she had a personal problem with the entire Phoenix Mercury roster. 13 of her 19 total points dropped in that opening quarter alone, shooting 5 for 9 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3, and a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line. She finished with 19 points and 8 assists in under 20 minutes of actual court time, so just let that number sit for a second, because that's an absurd stat line for anybody, let alone someone who spent multiple possessions getting physically targeted by a player who clearly came into
To the ground, and ooh, that's a hand to the neck, and
Then came the fist. Clark ended up on the floor, and Thomas came down on top of the situation and pressed a closed fist directly into Clark's neck. Not a brush, not an awkward hand placement from trying to get up. A closed fist pressed into her neck while Clark was on the ground. That's not a basketball play. That's not competitive physicality. That's just hurting someone on purpose, and the refs were standing close enough to see it clearly and still didn't blow the whistle. White later told the officials about it at halftime, and they told her they simply didn't see the contact. Was still down on the floor. Stepping over a player like that gets called as a technical in plenty of other games against plenty of other players, but Clark got nothing. No call, no review, not even a conversation between the officials about what they'd just watched. Thomas just walked away clean again.
Hey fam, get AT out of the league, bro. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, fam. AT is a dirty player. All the way through and through, dog. She is a dirty player. She can't beat you, so she beats you, literally. This is nonsense, man. This is nonsense. Yo, Caitlin Clark was busting they butt out there. She literally had 19 points, 8 assists. She was ready to sleepwalk into a double-double, 20 plus points, 10 assists. She was sleepwalking into it. And here come AT with this nonsense, man.
Separate from the Thomas incident entirely, there was Aaliyah Boston was already deep into one of her best nights of the season, finishing with 23 points and 9 rebounds. And she kept attacking the paint with that quiet, relentless energy she brings every single game without needing anyone to notice. Kelsey Mitchell had completely taken over on offense, dropping 30 points and 6 assists in 38 minutes. And on any other night, that performance would have been the entire conversation. Hines-Allen put up 13 points and made sure Phoenix wasn't just shoving Indiana around in the paint without somebody pushing back. The Fever were down their best player and still right there in a close game late in the fourth quarter, which tells you everything about how hard this group competed.
Hines-Allen. Muscle on muscle, and Hines-Allen wins the battle, and a foul.
Be physical, and in the post-up game is one place right here. 2 hard dribbles, gets the leverage, playing undersized, and
number one, you gotta call it. It's absolutely egregious and utterly disrespectful. And then number 2, you're coming in here aware of what happened 2 nights ago, and that shit still happens? Absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
What made White's comments land differently than her previous post-game frustrations was how specific she got. Clark's response came on Instagram after the game. 3 words: "This is enough." No explanation, no long post, just that. Clark isn't someone who complains publicly, so when she posts something like that after leaving a game injured, it carries real weight. She absorbed the knee, the fist, the step over, and a near ankle roll on that closeout, and she still finished with 19 points and 8 assists before her body gave out in the third quarter. This is enough isn't frustration. That's someone telling you they've reached an actual limit.
And the reckless closeout that they actually review, and the foot still comes down on top of the defender's foot that wasn't upgraded? Absolutely disrespectful. We have a generational talent and a WNBA superstar who had 2 cheap shots right there that weren't called. And I just say again, absolutely unacceptable.
Phoenix's response made the whole thing worse, to settle, and that's genuinely good news for Indiana. But the league still hasn't announced anything about Thomas. No review, no suspension, nothing. The officials told White at halftime they didn't see the fist in Clark's throat, and apparently that answer was enough for everybody in the league office too. Boston dropped 23, Mitchell dropped 30, White stood at that microphone and refused to soften a single word, and the WNBA's response to all of it was complete silence. What should the league do to Alyssa Thomas?